How's it going, everyone? This is Mayan Gordon, and I am here live at 5. We are broadcasting to LinkedIn, to YouTube, and to Facebook. So shout out to everyone on those platforms watching right now. As always, you guys know what to do. Leave a comment. Where in the world are you watching from? And what is one thing that you're grateful for today? Today, we're going to keep it pretty brief. I don't have a guest on, but I did want to talk about motivation because motivation is such a powerful driving force in all of our lives. Motivation is the reason we are going to do something, or lack of motivation oftentimes is the reason we don't get something done, or we don't accomplish a goal or achieve a specific result. So how do you find motivation if you don't already have it? This is something that so many people struggle with, and there isn't one particular answer, but I'll share with you guys the answer that's been working for me my whole life. And that's that motivation comes from action. You don't get to have the motivation first. You first have to take action, see some type of result that you tie to that action, and then you get motivation. And so I think if you're in a place where you're struggling to feel motivated, you have to tell yourself and you have to force yourself to take action first and realize that the motivation is going to come afterwards. And that then it propels you into a cycle of continuing to do the thing that you want to be doing, that you know you should be doing, and that's good for you. Exactly, Mark. Thanks for tuning in. Motivation comes from your actions, comes from doing it and seeing the results. It's very, very hard to be motivated for something that you haven't experienced in at least some tiny taste or format, right? In fact, that's a lot of times what happens when people do get a high amount of motivation is they've gotten a taste of something that they maybe imagined. They maybe didn't 100% believe was real until they did something that proved it was real, at least in some capacity. This could be for you, let's say, being able to make enough money to own your own home, having a business where you have complete freedom over your time. These are things that you might feel you really, really want, but don't actually have motivation to achieve yet. This, in fact, I think is very, very normal. I think it takes quite a long time to develop deep motivation. I think a lot of us experience motivation in a format of fleeting motivation, where we kind of feel it, but it goes away quickly. And to develop that really deep core, long-lasting motivation, which is a driving force and a powerful force for many and most successful entrepreneurs, you have to take action so consistently that it becomes burned in your brain, that the action is tied to the result that you want, and you believe it to your core. That's where motivation comes from. At least that's where my motivations come from. I do things to get to a goal of changing the world, providing complete security and comfort and opportunities for my own family, for my own communities, and then larger out onto the world. So where does that motivation for me come from? To believe I can even achieve that, to believe having, 4 months ago been completely in the red, negatives in every single one of my bank accounts, highly in debt, to a place now where I'm doing much better, still in debt. And debt's not necessarily a bad thing, but where I'm just every single day taking complete, believing, motivated action towards these larger goals came from me committing to do those actions before I believed in them. Well, that's not true. I believed in them, but I wasn't certain, right? I think a lot of us experience hope and belief, but massive amounts of uncertainty. And that uncertainty is the death of you guys. I'm sure you have heard it. Doubt is, kills more dreams, kills more goals than anything else ever does. And the truth of that is that it's not just one singular doubt, it's the repetition of doubt. And the difference between that and complete absence of doubt, to the point where it's not completely absent, but maybe you get a doubt once a week. And because it's so fleeting, it's so singular, and by itself, it's so easy to deal with and get rid of that doubt. Everything else in your head believes. It takes action. It is motivated. Once you get to that point, it's actually very hard not to succeed because everything in your body, everything in your soul is working towards your goals. And I think if you're in a place where you don't feel a lot of motivation, you should think about taking actions that you think are going to get you to your goals, but maybe you don't believe in them yet. Maybe you think that social media is the answer for you. You see all these people crushing on social. You believe in it to some degree, but like you haven't seen it work for you. You don't really believe in it for you. If that's the case, I would highly suggest committing outside of even your doubts and beliefs, saying, I am going to crush it. I'm going to go so hard on social media for 3 to 6 months, and then I'll see if those doubts are still there after that amount of time. I'll see if something happens in that amount of time that changes my beliefs, that changes my motivations. Because honestly, you guys, there is going to be something. I can't tell you what it's going to be, but when you work hard every single day consistently for 3 to 6 months, good stuff happens. And lots of good stuff happens. Now, of course, you still might experience some failures. You might experience some backward steps or some perceived losses. But within that period of time, you'll also believe more. You'll gain more motivation, and you'll build the habit of taking action, which is incredibly valuable, incredibly important. I want to give a couple shout outs right now to Roy. What's good? We got Jorge in the house. We got Dua. And Mark, as always, you guys are amazing. I'm going to wrap this up. Again, if you guys need any help with motivation, it's something that I've always had a really good grasp on from childhood, figuring out what motivates me, what doesn't motivate me, and for what doesn't motivate me, how to still get things done. Because that's another really, really important part, is how do you act even when you're not motivated, even in the slightest. And that's, again, where I think building that habit of action consistently, where you do it regardless of how much you believe in it, is really important. Because there's going to be a lot of days where maybe you don't feel motivated, but you know you should. Or where maybe you're going through a bad week or a bad month or even a bad year. And that's okay, you guys. You don't have to be happy all the time. Despite what everyone says, it is completely okay and completely normal to feel bad. That's how human beings are. In fact, there is not a single person on the planet, listen to this, you guys, not a single person, not a Warren Buffett, not anyone who has every day a good day or every moment is a good moment. We all experience pain. We all experience disappointment. We all experience negative surprise, right? So just keep that in mind, that life is not about making things perfect. Life is about trying to make you perfect, and you never get there. And that's why life is so great, right? Is that it's always a journey. It's always a challenge, and it's always rewarding if you take those steps to engage with those challenges and overcome them. So I hope I can leave you guys with a little bit of motivation, a little bit of inspiration to take action towards some of your goals. Even if you don't feel the belief in them right now, commit to the action, see the results, and watch your life change. That's all I got for you guys tonight. If you found any value in this, I would really, really appreciate a share to any of your networks, any of the platforms. Let's get this info out to more people, help them get motivated, help them make some changes, and start taking some more positive actions in their lives. You guys are all amazing. Have a great rest of your Saturday night, and we will see you again tomorrow.